Hey guys, welcome to this video, and I want to go over briefly how, for me, learning languages helped me study math faster, because people don't associate multiple different fields with helping each other learn, but I have a strong correlation about how languages help me learn math faster, and I'm talking about foreign languages, not learning problem word-based math, but learning foreign languages to help learn just pure mathematical problem solving faster. So I'm helping learn non-English based languages to learn math and English faster, if that makes any sense. So here's how it works. So it's a little bit intertwined, and it's a little bit more my journey of how I do self help so that I can get to a better position in my life. So I learned languages to gain social status. Remember, if you watch my previous videos, I go over how I math is still depressing for me, and it's getting a lot better. It's gotten a lot better over the last 5 or 6 weeks. Working a lot towards this, so it's amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm getting really good at math. I'm studying like implicit differentiations right now, implicit and explicit differentiations, and just going over the derivative stuff, calculus, basic calculus stuff. So it's not too high level, but I'm still watching the same video multiple times because a lot of the good videos are old, and it's triggering less and less depression. And I've also noticed that I can watch other videos other than math and also absorb the information as well. And I'm trying to constantly practice doing this more and more, especially just on YouTube. So let me get back to the point. How did learning languages help me study math faster? So I've learned languages in a way to gain status, and I kind of study languages based on how much it can improve my social status. I don't just I did I did choose random languages a couple months ago, just studying every single language I felt like. But since then, I've narrowed it down to languages that helps me attain social status. People who want to connect with tends to be languages of higher GDP per countries with higher levels of humanitarian ethics, humanist societies. I don't study languages that has a high religion rate. I try to study languages of high GDP per capita countries with a lot of democracy, freedom of speech, and those things, which is amazing. So those are the languages I usually target, and also like GDP per capita, how big the native and secondary language speakers of that language is, because there's also economic value. If I speak language of like a country that's really rich, but not that many people speak that particular language, because there's a feel like that, then it's not as impressive as studying a language of a developed country that also has a large population base that speaks it as well. Also, I do tend to give, if there's a large population of a specific language, I do try to take it into consideration. But normally, I have to go for the target of balance of high GDP per capita and high all these other like country happiness level factors. Like I studied languages where the countries tend to rank high in the economic factor and the high happiness factor of its population. Okay, so those are the criteria that I go for of how I choose language to study. So that's how I do that, and I really love the language. It's amazing. So I'm not gonna bother saying which ones I study, other than I'm studying French because I'm in Canada, and then I'm studying other languages. Whichever ones you choose to decide how you want to improve your life is up to you. So my choice of languages I study is personal. You have to find which ones that you want to study to gain social status the way that you want. And you don't have to do it with languages. You can do it with the sciences, culture, any technical skills that you love. I like communication. If you think going to the gym is helping you, of course. I tend to do a lot of my connecting, socializing online in the digital world, so I don't really see people face to face. So and I also have a lot of physical injuries, so my physical attributes aren't something I can rely on. If I was like really big and I could tall and like I could be really muscular and have that social presence, I would totally do that too. But I do work out, but not something I'm gonna dive too much into. But health is wealth. If you're healthy, don't get injured. Anyways, so I'm studying languages to really try to like because I already given up on my physical game. I have to work with what I have remaining. However, I'm trying to have what I have left. I'm trying to do everything I can to improve my mental game, and I'm doing math and languages to improve that mental game a lot. So I'm trying to like constantly push myself emotionally, how much more I can communicate and stuff like that. It's really difficult, but I'm pushing through. And I just learn languages. I then go to specific groups, and then I target gaining more social status. And it's a never ending cycle. And I'm not. And when I say I'm getting a social status, I think people misunderstand and say that I'm trying to be like arrogant and pompous. It's not exactly how I do things. social status is gained by how other people positively perceive me. So I'm trying to build connections with other people. So that's how I build confidence. Confidence for me is not acting tough. It's not about acting arrogant and acting like I have something better than other people. It's more about my ability to connect with people, maybe entertain other people, perhaps. Especially within my audience, because I have people who disagree with me and I have people who agree with me. I try to go to the people that agree with, and try to develop an audience, because there's no point in spending time with people you disagree with. There's going to be people who disagree with everyone. Nobody's going to agree with you, everyone, on everything. You got to find your group to grow your ideas together with. If you're arguing, I've tried this, it's just waste my time. I even put on my Discord group that talking about religion is not allowed, because I've had a couple guys who are pretending to be atheists or pretending to be agnostic and like just badgering me about religion and how atheism is bad and stuff. So I just, it's antithesis. Like, you have to like remove people you disagree with in your life and agree with. Like, you have to listen to them once in a while, but at the end of the day, you have to build something, not argue. If you argue all the time, it's not really going to go that far. You have to build somewhere. So I'm working towards that. Hopefully it works. But at the end of the day, you have to like find ways to increase social status. And when you get that more social connection, and sorry, when I say social status, your ability to connect with people and build rapport with people and be friendlier with people. That's what I mean. But with their target audience, especially. So you have to be a social butterfly, and you have to figure out how to connect with people. And I used languages to help me do that, because if you learn the basic language, the first like 400 or 500 words of each of the main languages, you can understand how people think. Even when they're speaking in English to me, I can see which word choices they're using, because I can understand which word connections are there. Because that's how, if you use Duolingo, by the way, they do this. They teach language in a way that you connect certain things. Because like, there's a way to teach language that's really unhelpful, and there's a really way to teach language that's friendly and encouraging of education and self-help and growth and personal development, stuff like that. And that's how you want to figure out how other people's psychology, how they build themselves up. And when you learn their second language or their first language and they're speaking English in their second language, or they're Korean or whatever their language is, I'm Korean, so I just take that as an example. You can kind of understand how this person is thinking. Even though their English is not as good, I can still think, oh, this person's trying to think of this as their emotional state, and that's why they say this. And you do this very well if you speak multiple different languages. If you don't have to speak it fluently. If you just know like the first few hundred words, the basic words, the most like commonly used words of those languages, you can understand things better. So I hope you got a hint on what I do. So that's kind of how I develop confidence, how I build rapport building abilities, things like that. So that's just how it's done. And you have to be also very ethical. I tried to be like, have a high moral standard for myself. Like, yes, I disagree with people, and I do have low compassion for certain groups of people, depending on what their goals are. If their goal antithesis of what I see is beneficial for the benefit of long-term longevity of humankind and our civilization, then I disagree with them. But if you have anything that can contribute, that we can help work towards a common goal, like the together objective, and whatever it is, I want to help people move faster for long-term health of human civilization, of humanity, freedom of speech, free will, creativity, artistic expression, freedom to express yourself the way that you want to express, livelihood, no minimum restrictions, as much happiness in life. These things are things I care for. If you care about those things like freedom of speech, business, entrepreneurship, capitalism, also helping people who are in need. I am a bit of a left wing. I think about, hey, you know what? The world isn't fair. There's a lot of people who are gonna need help from the government. We just gotta help them out. Sometimes, people aren't, not everyone, even smart people, even highly intelligent people can dip down and mess up in life. I'm sure there's a lot of smart people who went to war, became veterans, and had PTSD, I guess, and just had a really difficult time later in life and never survived. Hey man, there's more than one ways for luck to work against you. I think one of the ways that future income is determined for a person, their popularity in high school works really hard. So if you're not popular, you're just a nerd, you better work on your social skills. And the other thing is also your geographic region in which you were born in. Even in a rich country like US, depending on your the children's level of economics can be predetermined by which area they were born in. So where you were born in has a big contribution to how much you can grow as a future businessman. That's just the basics of it. Like, luck is a factor. There's a factor of being fortunate. There's a factor of being, hey, this is how it happened. Not everything can be attributable. That's just the condition of human life. We're statistics. Yes, we have a game theory sense of what's the best strategy in a given situation. At the same time, even have perfect game strategy, there's so many things that can go wrong. Anything that can go wrong, I forget which theory it was, but anything that can go wrong can go wrong. So be understanding that not everyone is fortunate, not everyone will be lucky. Some people who are born with diseases or illnesses, man, that is not that easy for them. So be understanding that not everyone can just say, hey, you gotta yourself up to the bootstraps. That's not how life works. There's a lot of people who may be more intelligent than you, but because of their environment, their resources that they don't have access to, they don't get to succeed as you do. Be compassionate, be empathetic to people who don't have the tools to get to the same positions as you currently do. And just understand that, hey, you know what? People can suffer in life, and just be understand that the human condition is fragile. We have to both work for capitalism, because that's the fastest way for technology and business to grow, and for the general middle class to grow. But also remember that there's people who don't have voices in life, and they're just not able to fend for themselves. So just protect them and help them grow together. That's a community effort. It's a group effort. So I always try to keep people those in mind, and just be empathetic, and just try to be moral, ethical. These things. Just be conscious of how other people are affected by your words, your decisions, your actions. So anyways, I learned how to build more rapport with people, that developed a stronger emotional state inside of me socially, and that helped reframe the depression that I had, and absorb the content of the past better. And now I can watch any math video from every time, even from periods where I was depressed in personally, and I don't get my depression triggered anymore. And that's how I can learn math faster, faster, and faster. And I'm trying it's a social thing. I'm very beginner at this. I know I can get 5, 6, 10 times better than what I am right now. I can learn math like a lot faster than I am right now. I'm really learning slow, to be honest, but I know I can ramp up the speed. I just need a little bit more practice. But I probably tripled my math learning speed over the last month. Like, I can watch the same video. Before it took me 50 times, 30, a few dozen times to watch a video, and I can do it in 1 dozen times. So it's a lot. I need to get a point where I can watch a video once and I can learn it the first time around, or maybe 3 or 4 times, or 5 times max. I'm not there yet. I need to work more on it, but I've almost tripled my math learning speed over the past few weeks, just by working on my self, and just learning how to socialize better and connect with people, working on my rapport building skills, helping people connect with me better, working on my social skills. And I did it all online, by the way. I did it almost all in Discord, in text channels, voice chat channels, video channels. Because I have a foot injury, I can't go out that much. I have other injuries too, so it can went out this kind of thing. But I learned it. If I can do it, you can do it. I just want to say, hey, you know what? Work with what you've got. If you can go out there, if you can be physical, have a physical presence. If you're a tall, big guy, and you got physical presence, you're really good looking, and you can do that. You can play sports. You're an athlete. You get sponsors for money just for playing a sport, and you have good physical health. You don't have any diseases, illnesses, and you're making a lot of money. Hey, man, kudos to you. I hope you do amazing. I hope you give back to the community, and let's work on this together. This is just me telling my part of the story of how I learned languages, and how I use that resource to help me learn math faster. There's other things that I use to learn math faster. I play a lot of video games, a lot of mobile games. That helped me with my depression a lot too. So thank you, Supercell, Brawl Stars, Clash of Clans, and my new recent game, We Made's Nightcrow. I love you guys so much. You guys helped me cure my depression by a lot. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today, because I really don't have that much going on in my life, and mobile games is my fantasy that I could live through, and just there's a million things. I'm not going to go through much detail, but just be resourceful. Languages, foreign languages, I do maybe 38 minutes to an hour every single day. I use that as a resource. Figure out what resources you want to use. You don't have to do languages. I do languages because it helps the brain, not atrophy and stuff, because it's a lot of scientific research shows that learning language is amazing for your brain health. So that's one of the reasons I did it. I'm very health conscious these days. So whatever it is, work towards it. It doesn't have to be languages. That's what I used. You can learn positive, resourceful information to help you study 20, 30 times faster. I believe in you. I know you can do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Signing out.